Welcome back, everyone. Today we're off to the United Kingdom to explore London's many ghosts. But before we get started, have you ever seen a ghost? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you like stories like this, please subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And with that being said, let's get right into the video. Imagine walking through London on a quiet night. The soft glow of street lamps paints long shadows on the pavement as you pass by. Suddenly, a chill runs down your spine. Is it the autumn wind or something else? Because here in this city, history is never silent. Every brick, every cobblestone whispers tales of the past. And sometimes those tales take a ghostly turn. Tower Bridge is not just a marvel of Victorian engineering, but also a portal to another time. As you cross the bridge, do you hear the faint sound of drums or the clash of steel? You might be hearing the echoes of Henry VIII's men practicing for jousts and tournaments, or perhaps the clash of swords during the English Civil War. And as the sun sets, the River Thames turns a deep, inky black, hiding secrets beneath its dark waters. Beneath the bridge, there's an even deeper darkness, a place where two world wars began. The tower itself was once a royal palace, a place of power and privilege, until it became a prison of death. Queens lost their heads here, and traitors had their lives forfeit. And now they say their spirits linger within these ancient walls. Can you feel the sorrow of Anne Boleyn, the second wife of Henry VIII, whose ghost is said to wander the grounds, forever searching for her lost head? Or perhaps you'll catch the eye of Lady Jane Grey, the young queen whose fragrance was cut short, and whose spirit is said to roam the tower, trapped in an endless winter of her youth. Even the notorious Guy Fawkes is said to haunt the tower, forever reliving the day his treasonous plot was uncovered and his life hung in the balance. But he's not the only one. More than 150 people are known to have been put to death within the tower's walls, their bodies thrown into the nearby river, leaving their souls to wander the earth. So as you cross the Tower Bridge, remember, you're not just walking over a river, you're walking over a graveyard of spirits. Our next stop is at the majestic Westminster Abbey, a place where royalty is born and where kings and queens are laid to rest. Imagine standing beneath the Abbey's soaring arches, surrounded by the tombs of monarchs who once walked these very halls. The air grows heavy with the scent of old stone and incense. Suddenly, a whisper breaks the silence. Is it the wind playing tricks? Or are you hearing the voices of monks long dead? They say the spirits of Westminster Abbey are not ones to be feared, but revered. The ghost of Edward VI is said to appear in the nave, a sad reminder of the troubled young king whose reign came to an end far too soon. While the spirit of Queen Elizabeth, the first glorious monarch whose golden age saw England become a world power, is said to appear in the Poet's Corner, overlooking the graves of her favorite writers. There's even said to be a ghost dog, a terrier named Scott, who belonged to Sir John Betjeman, the poet laureate of the United Kingdom from 1952 to 1965. He can often be seen trotting through the Abbey, tail wagging, looking for his beloved master. But the most famous ghost of Westminster Abbey is none other than that of Richard III, the last planigenic king of England whose body was discovered beneath a parking lot in 2012. Now he is said to appear in the cloisters, forever searching for peace after a life of war and strife. Will you dare to visit the Poet's Corner and meet the ghost of Elizabeth I? Or venture into the cloisters to encounter Richard III? As we continue our journey, we find ourselves strolling through the picturesque streets of Notting Hill. Colorful houses line the narrow lanes, and the air is filled with the aroma of fresh pastries from local bakeries. But behind this charming facade, there's a darker story waiting to unfold. In the shadows of these quaint streets, the spirit of Lily Parr is said to roam. She was a young woman whose life was tragically cut short, and now she's searching for justice. They say her ghost appears as a white mist, her mournful eyes searching for answers that may never come. If you're brave enough to explore the hidden corners of Notting Hill, you might just catch a glimpse of Lily in the pale moonlight. But our ghostly tour doesn't end there. We now find ourselves in the heart of London's bustling West End. The bright lights of Piccadilly Circus twinkle above us, and the energy of the city is palpable. Yet beneath this vibrant surface, there's a haunting tale to be told. The ghost of George Dance is said to appear in the shadows of the circus, a reminder of a simpler time when London was a very different place, with cobbled streets and horse-drawn carriages. If you listen closely, you might just hear the clip-clop of hooves on stone. We now find ourselves in the foggy, dimly lit streets of London's East End, where the infamous Jack the Ripper stalked his victims. The year was 1888, and London was a city of stark contrasts. The wealthy flaunted their fortunes, as poverty-stricken citizens struggled to survive. Into this grim landscape, Jack the Ripper arrived, terrorizing the poor and turning the streets into a nightmare. Mary Ann Nichols, the first victim of Jack the Ripper, was found mutilated near the Whitechapel Road. Her killer had left his mark, sending shockwaves through the city. As the fog rolled in, fear gripped London. Each shadow seemed to hold a threat. Each alleyway became a potential trap. Catherine Eddowes, the second victim, was attacked in Mitre Square, her body bearing witness to the brutality of her assailant. The killer's identity remained a mystery, his motives a puzzle without pieces. Elizabeth Stride was the third victim, but her story offers few clues. The killer's choice of victim seemed random, and the lack of a discernible pattern only added to the terror. Mary Jane Kelly, the final victim, was found in a room on the second floor of 110 Commercial Street. The violence of her murder was unparalleled, her injuries shocking even seasoned investigators. But the case went cold, the killer slipping into the shadows, taking his secrets with him. To this day, the fog-filled streets of Whitechapel hold the shadows of Jack the Ripper. His identity remains a mystery, his crimes a haunting reminder of London's dark past. And as the fog rolls in, you can almost hear the echo of his footsteps. Feel the chill of his presence. As we conclude our ghostly tour, we find ourselves in the historic district of Soho. The air is alive with the sounds of laughter and music from the many pubs and restaurants. But amidst the revelry, there's a haunting tale to be told. In the depths of a basement flat at number 5 Greek Street resides the ghost of Sir Alexander Fleming. Yes, that very same man who discovered penicillin. Rumor has it that he haunts the flat, eternally tinkering in his laboratory. But he's not the only ghost in Soho. The legendary diarist and writer Samuel Pepys is said to appear in the British Film Institute, sharing snippets of London's past. And in the heart of Chinatown, the ghost of Ah Fong Lee, a former police officer turned gangster, is said to roam, forever seeking retribution for his untimely demise. And our final stop on this eerie expedition takes us to none other than 10 Downing Street, the iconic residence of the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. But before we step foot inside, let's pay respects to the Prime Ministers who never made it out. The ghost of Spencer Perceval is said to linger in the halls, forever mourning his assassination in 1812. And in the Cabinet Room, the spirit of James Campbell Bannerman is said to appear, a solemn reminder of the turbulent times of the Second Boer War. So our ghostly tour of London comes to an end. Have you seen any of these ghosts for yourself? Let me know in the comments below. And remember, some places in London are best explored when the night falls and the shadows grow long. For it's then that the city's true spirit comes alive. That concludes today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Have you ever visited London? If so, which locations did you go to, and what did you think of them? Let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't yet, then why not plan a trip there soon? You won't regret it. And while you're there, keep an eye out for the city's many ghosts. Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and keep exploring the world.